If your AI graphics look good for 5 seconds, then fall apart the moment someone asks for a resize, a color change, or an SVG file, the problem is not your prompt. The problem is the handoff. In this video, I will show you a vector graphics generator workflow that starts with editable SVG, not pixels you have to rebuild later. Most teams create graphics backwards. They generate a flat image, paste it into a deck, send it to a developer, then realize the logo is blurry, the background cannot be removed cleanly, the colors are locked in, and nobody can edit the shapes without redrawing the asset. SVG Genie changes the starting point. Instead of asking AI for a finished screenshot, you describe the graphic you need and generate a real SVG. That means paths, fills, strokes, shapes, groups, and source data you can keep editing after the first result appears. The YouTube results for Vector Graphics Generator are mostly broad AI art demos, vector tool comparisons, and image to vector tutorials. Useful, but they usually begin with pixels. The missing promise is simpler. Prompt the graphic once, get editable vector source immediately. Vector graphics survive production because they are not tied to one pixel size. You can scale them for a favicon, website hero, app screen, slide deck, print piece, or social post. The edges stay sharp because the file stores geometry, not a fixed grid of colored dots. Here is the pumped clean vector graphic for a productivity dashboard, abstract chart panels, lightning mark, bold geometric style, violet accent, transparent background, editable. SVG. Notice the constraints. I am asking for structure, not just a pretty AI image. A few seconds later, SVG Genie gives me multiple directions. I can choose the graphic with the strongest silhouette, cleanest shapes, and best brand fit. The important part is that the output is SVG, so the winning direction stays editable. For better results, prompt like a production brief. Name the asset first: logo mark, icon, diagram, badge, hero graphic, app illustration, divider, or product graphic. Then add the subject, style, palette, background, level of detail, and the phrase clean editable SVG. The same idea can move through different vector styles. Minimal line art for documentation, bold flat graphics for landing pages, geometric marks or branding, simple diagrams for product education, pattern backgrounds for web sections. The workflow stays the same. Iteration is where this gets fast. If the first result is too busy, ask for fewer shapes. If it feels generic, ask for a stronger metaphor. If it needs to work in a UI, ask for one color. Regenerate before you spend 20 minutes manually repairing a bad source. After generation, the file stays open. You can change colors for a brand palette, remove a shape, simplify an icon, make a dark mode version, export a transparent PNG, or open the SVG in Figma, Illustrator, Inkscape, VS Code, or your app codebase. Compare that with a Flash-generated image. A PNG can be cropped, masked, or resized, but its parts are not really parts anymore. With SVG, the graphic still has editable source structure underneath. That is the difference between a preview and an asset. Use this for website hero graphics, product diagrams, UI empty states, app badges, pitch deck visuals, branded icons, documentation illustrations, marketing graphics, printable, marks, simple logos, and any project where the design needs to stay sharp across many sizes. Developers get a real advantage too. SVG graphics can be inlined, compressed, version controlled, converted into React components, recolored with CSS variables, animated, and shipped without a giant image file. Cleaner source means a cleaner implementation. The export rule is simple. Keep SVG as the master. Once the vector is right, export PNG for platforms that require pixels, PDF for documents or print, and code for websites or apps. Do the creative and cleanup work before flattening the file. This is a real search opening. Data for SEO shows AI vector graphics has meaningful demand, and the current YouTube results are mostly broad AI art comparisons rather than a focused prompt to editable SVG. Workflow. SVG Genie fits that gap directly. You can try SVG Genie free with no credit card required. After that, credit packs start at $9 with no subscription to cancel. If you keep needing graphics for sites, apps, decks, products, or clients, generating editable SVG first is the faster habit. So stop shipping pixel graphics when what you really need is editable vector source. Go to speedgenie.com, use SVG Genie as your vector graphics generator, and tune a prompt into a clean SVG you can edit, scale, export, and actually ship.